Thanks for keeping it on GDSA, y'all. There's a special evening coming up where you have the chance to support the Boys and Girls Club of San Antonio. It gets even better because San Antonio native John Quiñones from the hit show What Would You Do? He will actually be there. I learned a bit more about his ties to this local nonprofit. John Quiñones, you are an alumnus of the Boys and Girls Club of San Antonio. Could you tell us about your experience and how it has changed your life?
You know, it changed my life dramatically. I grew up in the barrio there on the west side of San Antonio, and we couldn't afford, to go to any fancy health clubs or it was the church or the boys club on 19th Street. And it saved my life because it kept me off the streets. Back then there were drive-by shootings and all these drugs on the streets, and it was a tough neighborhood. And it just taught me all about life. It's been proven that the Boys Club is a safe haven for kids to anywhere from the age of 6 to 18 to play, right? To play, to grow, and to learn all about life. They empower. I know they empowered me, young men and now women, to excel in school, to become good citizens, and to lead healthy, productive lives. I'm convinced that it was the teaching and the counseling and the advice that I got at the Boys Club that prepared me to be a reporter and to try to shine a light on things that are wrong in this world, and to do a show like What Would You Do, right? Which is all about ethics and morals and trying to do the right thing. That's what my show What Would You Do is all about. And I think I learned the seeds of that came from my time at the Boys Club and Girls Club now.
How powerful for us who are hearing your story right now to know that you are a product of San Antonio, and everything that you've been able to do is a full circle moment, I think. And all the clubhouses, including the Calderon Clubhouse, promote and enhance the development of young people. Just like you said, you needed that in those years. Could you tell us more about it?
The Boys Club has a beautiful symbol of clasped hands come together, two hands, almost like a prayer. And I think it represents the guiding hands that the boys and girls get from that club. They have clubs all over the country, all over, and all over the world. And they're in places like the barrios, in urban areas, in housing complexes, but also in places that are rural areas and in native lands. They just cater to kids who need it the most, and they do it for free. I mean, if it wasn't for a lot of these fundraisers and very generous donors, they wouldn't exist. And yet they do, and they've been around for 160 years, if you can believe it. It started, as I said, as a boys club, but then, thank God, they saw the light and they incorporated young women. I'm so honored to be going back to my hometown, my San Antonio, to receive it's going to be a wonderful and prestigious award, because I've been a fan of the Boys and Girls Club, as I said, all my life. And not only that, we're going to be honoring the Youth of the Year, and there's going to be like 5 kids. I never got that award when I was a kid. I wasn't that good, but they are. And at the Whitty Museum next Wednesday, February 8th, I'm going to be there with these kids as they receive their awards. They're the most important part of it.
Definitely. They are the testament to everything you just spoke so beautifully about. How were those 5 finalists selected?
They were studied. There were a lot of applicants, and they were the kids who just excelled. The kids who have proven that they are compassionate and generous with their time, that not only excelled at their own sports and activities there at the club, but also helped other kids, the younger ones, come up. But these kids are so impressive, and they earned it. It was a tough process to get selected. But
well, that's a good problem to have so many great kids. When is the gala happening, and how can people attend?
Their tickets are still on sale, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be talking. I'm going to give a big speech. There'll be hors d'oeuvres and drinks and dinner at the Whitty Museum Wednesday, February 8th. So I want everyone there for this worthy cause.
I think everyone will come out. I'm sending you a big hug, John. Thank you so much for your time and being such a puro San Antonian.
Vale. Thank you, Roma. It's a pleasure being with you this morning.
Thank you. Basically, we're best friends, guys. It was so great talking to him. The information for the Boys and Girls Club is on your screen right now. You guys can give them a call at 210-380-3023 or go to bgcsaevents.org.